When she was handing out how to vote cards at the July 2016 federal election, Fiona Patten realized it was time to change. Patten had been the Sex Party's first MP for close to 2 years and, from the upper house in Victoria, she had achieved things. She had proposed a parliamentary inquiry into voluntary assisted dying, an idea the Labour government under Daniel Andrews pursued. She had introduced a bill creating safe access zones around clinics that provided abortion, a move the late Minister for Women Fiona Richardson called a significant contribution for women. She had put up another bill to legalize and regulate ride-sharing companies such as Uber, and again, the government had agreed. But people kept coming up to her at polling booths. They said, "Congratulations, change your name, congratulations, change your name," says Patten over a coffee at the European Restaurant, a political haunt opposite Parliament House. Membership had stalled and financial supporters were avoiding the party, in part because of the "Look at Me" name, perfect for getting attention when it launched in 2009 as the political arm of the sex industry, but a bit roll your eyes now. Patten says there was a short list of about 40 names and the party spent precious funds on market research. The Tulip Party was in the mix. Another was the New Democrats, which is about where the party sits ideologically progressive on social issues and pro-business, much as the Australian Democrats positioned in themselves the 1980s. They settled on the Reason Party, now awaiting registration with the Australian Electoral Commission. On its website, Reason announces itself as a movement for radical common sense. There are more than 40 minor parties listed by the AEC, but Reason may prove to be significant. The Senate voting reforms before the 2016 election mean voters have greater say over where their preferences end up, rather than the little-known deals between tiny parties that made it possible to win a Senate spot with less than 1% of the vote. The game has changed this year. Cory Bernardi's Australian Conservatives merged with Family First. The ABC's election analyst, Anthony Green, expects more mergers because parties that occupy the same ideological space and compete against each will cut each other's throat under the new rules. There are a flurry of discussions going on about mergers, or alliances of some sort, or the sharing of resources to work on particular issues. Reason intends to be central to those discussions, emerging as a progressive, Democrat-style force in Australian politics. "We're not going to see that number of small parties on the ballot ever again," says Patten. However, we're not going to see the voters who didn't vote for the major parties going back to them. "I don't think we'll ever have the two-party system again. It's early days," she says, "but it's people like the Secular Party, like the Cyclists, the Progressives, the Arts Party. There's a whole range of them that pick up a couple of % of the vote. I don't think they are all going to run again."